Live and local from Fox 7. This is Good Day Austin.
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:30 right now on January 11th. Weather looking good?
So far, so
So
good.
far, so good.
Okay.
Just a matter of how long
Yeah.
that so far extends,
Yeah,
right?
we're not going to see a lot of sunshine today. Kind of like yesterday, clouds are going to win out.
Yeah.
It won't be a total washout until later on today, and especially this.
For the first time since the partial government shutdown began, 800,000 federal workers won't be getting a paycheck. 9 of the 15 cabinet-level departments aren't being funded right now. Many workers are scaling back spending, canceling trips, and taking out loans just to stay afloat. But with no end in sight, the shutdown is entering its 21st day, and it will become the longest in history by this weekend. Some employees have tried getting part-time jobs and applied for unemployment just to pay the bills. Nationwide, workers are relying on donations, including launching online fundraising campaigns. Food pantries have opened up in several locations as well. Well, the bodies of a woman and 2 teenage girls are found in a multi-million-dollar home northwest of San Antonio. Bexar County Sheriff's officials say a man who was dating the woman made the gruesome discovery yesterday morning. The sheriff says all 3 had been shot in the upper parts of their bodies. He believes the girls were killed, but investigators are reserving judgment on the woman's death pending further investigation. The sheriff said the woman and the girls were related to one another. One of the 2 suspects accused of killing 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes denies involvement in the young girl's murder, and his attorney is trying to move the trial out of Harris County. Larry Woodruff is described by his attorney as quiet and respectful. Lisa Andrews says he had nothing to do with the 7-year-old's death. She's now asking the judge for a change of venue, saying there's no way he can get a fair trial in Harris County. Andrews is blaming Houston area leaders for the bias against their client. That includes Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez for speaking at Jasmine's funeral, and the Houston Police Officers Union president, who posted on social media calling Woodruff a gang member and convicted felon who should have still been behind bars. Investigators are saying the other suspect involved in the case confessed to driving the car while Woodruff opened fire on Jasmine's family's car. They say the men mistakenly believed the vehicle was carrying people they had argued with earlier in the evening.
You're watching Good Day Austin on Fox 7.
Round Rock officials honored a Central Texas doctor for stepping up to help an officer who was hit by a car last year. Officer Charles White later died from his injuries, but police say the doctor's quick and selfless act allowed friends and family to say their goodbyes. Fox 7 Austin's Steven Sarabia has the story. A Milwaukee County Transit bus driver is being hailed a hero after rescuing a baby who she saw running alongside her vehicle. Irina Ivich was going about her normal workday when she spotted something shocking next to her bus. This video shows a little girl not even a year old running on the sidewalk in below freezing temperatures. She was barefoot, crying, and only wearing a diaper and a onesie. Ivich instantly stopped her bus, ran out, and picked the baby up. Ivich, who's also a mother, cradled the baby to sleep until police arrived. The little girl was later returned to her father, who believes she was accidentally left at their nearby church.
Hi, everybody. 7 o'clock on your Friday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. The drive home will not be the prettiest we've had, I guess.
No.
For those of you who haven't left for
Be
work
a
yet.
nervous wreck.
I mean, is it going to be that bad? Are we being a little dramatic?
No. Because here in Austin,
Yeah, have you ever been like confronted on the air more strongly? Zach, come on.
Jack, you've
Really?
been here long enough. When it rains, we forget how to drive. Come on now.
I'm going to start confronting it more, and that's going to be, is that really going to be the high? Really?
You're making me scared to
I mean, come
drive
on.
back home.
Come on.
What do you mean drive back home?
Well, you're leaving early. We're
I
talking
mean,
to
my
the good
place
people
here,
out there.
not to
Oh, okay.
California.
No, you'll be fine going home after work. It's going to be
okay.
late this afternoon into the evening.
Oh, okay.
So everybody with a normal shift, driving home
We are not normal.
could be a little
You
iffy.
probably figured that
we
out
are
already.
far
Yeah.
from it. But right now, we're just dealing with lots of clouds and patchy drizzle.
President Trump is laying down the groundwork to declare a national emergency and begin building a barrier along the southern border. That would bypass a divided Congress, which is still at odds over a government funding standoff. But as Fox's Doug Luzeta reports, the move would surely face some legal challenges. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is telling President Trump that Texas will build the border wall. He made that offer yesterday while the two were in McAllen. Now, Patrick told President Trump that the state will build a wall along parts of the U.S.-Mexico border if the federal government pays them back. The president reportedly said, quote, "You do things very well in Texas, and I like that idea, so we'll take a look." Patrick's office said Texas could build a wall wherever it's needed, but provided no details on things like location or cost. A demolition crew is now tearing down the iconic Village apartment building in San Marcos. That's where 5 people died last summer. Last month, the ATF ruled the fire was intentionally set, and the deaths of all 5 of the victims have been ruled homicides. The San Marcos Fire Marshal says a suspect still hasn't been identified. Although the cause and location of the fire are known, that information isn't being released because it would compromise the investigation. The Texas State Preservation Board will be meeting later today. On the agenda is to remove the Children of Confederacy Creed plaque from the state capitol. The marker was put up back in 1959, and wording on it rejects slavery as an underlying cause of the Civil War. State Representative Eric Johnson started calling for the removal more than a year ago. Governor Greg Abbott, as well as the new Texas House Speaker Dennis Bonnen, support the move. And the debate over climate change is coming here to Austin. Today, former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg will be in town to meet with Mayor Steve Adler and City Manager Spencer Cronk. Bloomberg is currently the U.S. Special Envoy for Climate Action. The three are expected to make a special announcement on the city's efforts. Flu season is kicking into high gear, and that has health officials concerned. The Texas Department of Health and Human Services says between the end of last September through November, there were 207 flu-related deaths in Central Texas. This as the number of flu cases continues to rise across the state. Doctors are urging everyone to get vaccinated, and if you haven't done so already, they're urging you to do so. More than 1,800 people have died in Texas so far this flu season. From December 30th through last Saturday, nearly 900 patients were tested for the flu at 26 Austin Regional Clinic locations. About 205 of those cases came back positive for the virus. The best way to avoid spreading the flu is to wash your hands often, cover your cough or sneezes, and if you feel sick, just stay right at home. All right, well, if you're looking up to spruce up your house, Tara Newbon joins us live after the break with a look at where you can get some good ideas. Oh, sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Cheers to 7:30.
Cheers, guys. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday.
Yay.
7:30. Looking good right now, but you're saying it's going to be a different story.
Yeah, the rain faucet is going to turn on later in the afternoon, but don't worry, we have a nice and sunny weekend to look forward to.
Today, federal workers will really realize the pain from the partial government shutdown. It's the first time they won't be getting a paycheck since the shutdown started nearly 3 weeks ago. It's causing hundreds of thousands of workers to worry about making ends meet. Fox's Robert Gray reports. And several federal agencies are being hit hard by this shutdown. NASA employees are stepping up to lend a helping hand. They're raising money for other federal workers who aren't getting paid. The GoFundMe page says it will give the money to any worker who can verify that they're hurting from this shutdown. They say it's for things like mortgages, childcare, and loans. After being closed for several months to repair damage from the October floods, a popular Lake Travis restaurant is back open for business. This picture from Sundancer Grill's Facebook page showing the water nearly overtaking the restaurant. A black line is now painted on the wall inside, showing how high it really was. One of the owners, Pete Clark, says when they got word the water was coming, they quickly got the place flood ready. They say, or he says, the building is designed for rising water. The cooler, bathrooms, and kitchen are all in the trailers, so those were moved out. After the water came, they had to wait for weeks for it to recede so they can start making some repairs. Former Homeland Security Secretary Tom Ridge makes a special return trip to Austin. Back in 2017, he suffered a heart attack while staying at the JW Marriott. Yesterday, Ridge was reunited with the men and women who saved his life. Fox in Austin's Rudy Koski has the story.
Hi, everybody. 8 o'clock on your Friday morning. We appreciate you spending some time with us before you head out into what will be a I guess, progressively gloomier Friday as the day goes on.
Yeah.
Not so bad right now, but getting worse.
Yeah, the sun made a brief appearance about 30 minutes ago. Now it's hiding behind the clouds. Those clouds are going to rule our sky for much of the day. And then
New this morning, the U.S. military says it started withdrawing troops from Syria. No specific timelines or locations have been revealed at this time.
Yeah, we do know a convoy of about 10 armored vehicles, in addition to some trucks, left Syria, apparently bound for Iraq. Before the withdrawal began, there were about 2,000 U.S. troops stationed in Syria. Well, President Trump is laying the groundwork to declare a national emergency and begin building the wall along the southern border.
The move would bypass a divided Congress, still at odds over government funding standoff that is now entering its 21st day. Doug Luzader has more from Washington this morning. And Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says Texas will help build President Trump's border wall. He made the offer yesterday while he and President Trump were in McAllen. Patrick offered the help if the federal government pays the state back. Patrick's office said Texas could build a wall wherever it's needed, but provided no other details on things like location or costs. A demolition crew is now tearing down the iconic Village apartment building in San Marcos. 5 people died there in a fire last summer, and last month, the ATF ruled it was intentionally set. The San Marcos Fire Marshal says the suspect still hasn't been identified. Although the cause and location of the fire are known, that information isn't being released because it would compromise the investigation. All week, crews have been on site tearing down the complex and removing appliances and furniture from inside the building. People who live in the area say they hope removing it will bring some closure to grieving friends and family. Okay, if you're looking to update your home or yard, this weekend's convention could help you bring your ideas to life. Fox 7 Austin's Tara Newbaum is live at the Austin Home and Garden Show. Hey, good morning, Tara. What are you working on now?
Good morning, Jacqueline.
All right, good stuff out there.
man, just scratching that.
And he's-
I know,
he's
I
like,
know,
"You got it, girl.
I know that like made
Don't
you kind of
worry."
cringe a little bit,
Is that
right?
for real?
Yeah.
It was
That's
for
impressive.
real.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Yes.
What's going to be impressive this next Pacific low coming on through, and it's going to produce a soggy finish to the work week.
Middle and high school students will soon be asked to think about their futures as they plan next year's course load. With so many choices available, it's up to parents to give some crucial advice. Sheridan Mock with Austin Family Magazine is here to share with us some tips this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So talk to us about how parents can help children figure out, what classes are best to take to prepare for college that will better prepare them in the long run.
Right. Parents have a very important role because teachers and counselors can help somewhat, but they have a lot of students to deal with. And so parents know their children best, and you see them year after year growing and changing and expressing things they may not express at school. So yeah, parents have a very important role. And the first thing is to look at those advanced classes, AP classes, advanced placement, and then college credit classes also. So parents are very tempted. You see that those classes and you think, oh, you can get your college credit now and not have to pay that college tuition later.
Exactly.
But you don't want to overload your child, and you want to be sure that they enjoy their time, that they have time for extracurriculars and socializing and making friends. So, restrain that. Maybe 1 or 2 classes, just, that are advanced, and then let your child do on-level classes the rest.
So should parents really start talking to them at middle school level? Is that the right place or
Yes,
time to
and
start?
even elementary school about fields and personality traits and what are your strengths and weaknesses. Do you like working with people all day, or would you be happier, alone in a studio or at a computer? Are you detail oriented? Do you like to, recheck and recheck details, or are you more of a big picture envisioning things kind of person?
Yeah, there's a lot of things to go over.
Exactly. And then finally, just look at, what are the career options? What are the jobs? What are the demand for that job? What are the salary ranges? Because, I think every child wants to be a ballerina or a musician or, an athlete, and there are very few jobs for those people.
Yes.
So follow those passions, but also be realistic about what else you can do.
Those are really some good tips you're sharing with us this morning. Also, a lot of kid-friendly things happening this weekend. Let's talk about some of those activities right now. I know there's something with the Little Mermaid. Which is one of my favorite Disney movies.
Yeah. It's such a great story.
It
and
is.
So many fun songs in there. Yeah, so the Kids Acting Studio is putting on The Little Mermaid on Saturday, and they have 2 shows. One is at 10:30 and one is at 7. And these are kids in the Kids Acting program who are putting on the show, and it's for children. So go out and see that if you want. Tickets are $11 for a child and $13 for an adult. And another thing that's happening this weekend
tell
is
us more.
Who's Been There? And that's at the Wildflower Center. They're talking about what signs you can see about wildlife that has been around.
Oh, okay.
And so study those signs, and you can tell, was that a raccoon or a coyote? And then also how to study a field guide. And that's free with admission, and it goes on from 1 to 3. And then finally, Winterfest is happening in Pflugerville.
Tell us what that is.
Yeah, that is at the library, and they're going to just have winter-themed activities and games for kids.
Oh,
and that, it goes on at 2 o'clock, and
Okay.
it's free. And it's mostly for kids up to age 10.
Got it. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
I hope
my
all those
pleasure.
events go very well this weekend.
Thank you.
All right. Well, coming up this morning, just ahead on Good Day Austin, new technology could put password sharing to a stop. Tracy Carrasco has more in your morning business report. We're talking about my fear of cats right now, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Like just a regular cat or lions or tigers?
No. Well,
I've got a healthy fear of lions. I haven't been alone.
No.
Yeah.
If you have a pet cat, I'm sorry. I'm afraid. And there's no reason why. I'm just deathly afraid of cats.
Okay.
So.
Learn something new
And
today.
lions.
And lions,
Sure.
of
Tigers,
course.
lions.
All
Tigers,
those, yeah.
bears.
Probably
oh
bears.
my.
Bears, not even a feline, but
All of them.
all the things.
All
Yeah.
the things.
Yeah.
All the scary things.
So don't try to play any jokes on me and bring a cat up to me. I would run away.
Don't we have one coming on the show pretty soon?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay.
We're going to talk about a
Dave's
lovely
got that
kitten. We're looking
covered
for a good
for
home
me.
for those who like cats,
Yes.
like me. Yeah.
Won't be going to Jacqueline's
No,
house.
no. We'll find a good home for the cat.
Sorry, guys.
Hey, we're going to be on the lookout for some rain today.
A manhunt is underway in California this morning after an officer was shot and killed in the line of duty. Officer Natalie Corona was shot last night while responding to a car crash in Davis. That's just west of Sacramento. The 22-year-old was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
A 13-year-old Wisconsin girl who disappeared after someone broke into her home and killed her parents is safe this morning.
Yeah, last night police announced the young teen was found alive. Fox's Ray Bogan has the latest. It's now been 17 years since Rachel Koch went out for a jog and never returned home. The then 19-year-old was home from college visiting her parents in Georgetown. A witness reported seeing her 200 yards from her parents' home that morning, but hasn't been home since. The case began to grow cold until 2017 when the FBI joined the Williamson County Sheriff's Office in the investigation. Last April, a white Pontiac Trans Am was recovered from the Dallas area with DNA evidence found inside. Yesterday, on the anniversary of Rachel's disappearance, members of the community and law enforcement joined the Cook family outside the Williamson County courthouse for a vigil. They all prayed that the case would soon be solved. There is a $50,000 reward for information leading to Rachel's location. If you know anything about this case, call the Williamson County Sheriff's Office. And there's a lot of excitement ahead of this weekend's divisional playoff game between the Dallas Cowboys and LA Rams. To celebrate, yesterday, Patriot Paws in Rockwall hosted its first Puppy Bowl. The service dogs were all dressed up in cowboy blue and silver, of course. Some pups wore jerseys, while others had on cheerleader outfits. Patriot Paws provides service dogs to veterans at no cost to them. Now, it's also the same group our station over here at Fox 7 teamed up with 2 years ago to help raise a service dog named Tommy. While the Puppy Bowl looks like it was all fun and games, a lot of the activities were actually training exercises for the dogs. To learn more about the organization or to donate, just go to patriotpaws.org. As for the Cowboys-Rams game, coverage starts tomorrow night at 6 o'clock right here on Fox 7.
Go Cowboys.
Learn a
How
lot.
about them boys?
Learn a lot from the
that's
dogs.
how it
Get a
goes.
bunch of treats. That's pretty good.
That was good.
No.
That's her inner Jimmy Johnson.
How about them Cowboys?
Oh, wow.
How about them Cowboys?
No, that's bad. That is-
Wow. Yeah.
Let's get people pumped for this game.
I am. I'm already pumped.
Come on.
I'm pumped. Are you scared of dogs?
No, I love dogs.
You're not scared of dogs, okay.
No.
Dogs, you like cats.
I'm sorry, nothing against them.
Shouldn't be scared of anything when you can yell like that.
I know.
Scare
Scared
away.
them.
I should try this more often.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
With the deep
The mini
voice.
voices of Jacqueline Sarkeesian.
Yep, there's a lot of them.
All right, we're going to be on the lookout for some rain later on today. So
we're following some breaking news out of San Antonio this morning. Police say they found the body of a baby believed to be King J. Davila. A detective tells KSAT that King J's father took investigators to an open field near his neighborhood, showing them where he buried his son. 3 members of the 8-month-old family are now in police custody, charged with tampering with evidence. King Davila's father is now facing even more charges. Police say they staged a fake kidnapping to cover up some foul play. Of course, we'll continue to update you on this story and the breaking news developing as it becomes available. The CDC has branded last year's flu season high severity across the country. There were 80,000 flu-related deaths, making it one of the worst flu seasons in the past decade. This year, there are concerns as the number of cases rise. More than 1,800 people have died from the flu in Texas so far. Fox 7 Austin's Destiny Chance has more. And that was Fox 7 Austin's Destiny Chance reporting. The best way to avoid spreading the flu is to wash your hands often, cover your cough or sneezes, and if you feel sick, stay home. In other health news, the Food and Drug Administration is cutting down on domestic food inspections because of the government shutdown. The FDA commissioner says the agency will still inspect foreign food. And he also says that the high-risk facilities, like places dealing with canned food, seafood, certain cheeses, and other products, will continue to be inspected. The CDC says more and more middle-aged women are dying of drug overdoses. A new report is showing the death rate in women between the ages of 30 and 64 rose 260% from 1999 to 2017. The agency is also looking into the types of drugs involved. It says drugs used to treat anxiety saw huge increases. Doctors and dietitians are putting out a warning about a trend that could be hazardous to your health. It's called drunkorexia, meaning people skip meals to save calories and drink more alcohol. A recent study found just over half of American and French college students exhibited this behavior. And while it's not medically classified as an eating disorder, experts say it has real and potentially dangerous consequences. They say it can cause internal damage to your liver, brain, and essential organ systems. All right, just ahead on Good Day Austin, we'll introduce you to our pet of the week. There it is. Okay, stay with us.